the tasks they handle. And someone told me this story about a typical government organization which is very technically oriented. And then the story they shared with me is in the local language. And then this person was appointed suddenly to be in charge of a technical department. He didn't know anything about the technical matters that are going on in that particular department. And suddenly there was a crisis situation, and one worker comes running to the leader and says, "Mahatya, me transformer eka weda karanne. The transformer has stopped working." And the person just casually says, "Tallu karana, tallu karana." So he was under the impression that the transformer is a device with 4 wheels, and when you push it, it will work. And so that shows very clearly the amount of basic awareness about the task at hand a leader should have. Otherwise, the leader becomes crippled in front of a smart team where they might outsmart the leader. So the task mastery is the second professional competency a leader should have. So having discussed the people mastery, the task mastery, the third one is also equally important. I would call it the context mastery, where the leader should know the environment, the surrounding, the culture in which the leader has to operate and the team has to perform.
To get this package, simply SMS H60 to 5511 on your Hutch phone.
If the leader is insensitive to that particular situation or the particular culture or the particular setting, some of the decisions might not be implementable. So that sensitivity is very much required. Now we see in the corporate sector, sometimes what you do in a family-oriented, family-owned company, you can't do it in a multinational. Sometimes the things that you do in a multinational, you can't do it in a family-owned company. So you need to identify the dynamics in a different organization. So that context mastery, talking about the socio-political environment, the factors, the actors in the environment, may be external, may be internal, both the leader has to be very much aware of. So those are the triple masteries a leader should have, which makes that leader a professional leader.
So, Doctor, now you also referred to vision, then you referred to the 3 mastery skills, and then also you spoke about inspiring the team. Now, what do you exactly mean by inspiring people around you? What is exactly inspiring?
Deepamala, I would go one step backward in terms of talking about the vision, where we talk about the imagination, and inspiring comes, I would say there are triple I. So imagination is the starting point. So leaders have to be imaginators.
That is visionary.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, we see in most of the cases visionary and not visionary. So when the leader has a vision, we see in the world, if you look at the world history, I mean, I would link this particular situation to the progress of human beings. We have come a long way. We chased animals in killing animals, and now we go to kills to buy killed animals. That's a long journey. So we passed the hunting era, the farming era, and the agricultural era, and the industrialization, and we talked about information. Now we have come to the new era, which is called era of imagination, which is a fascinating era where the leadership can thrive. In this era of imagination, knowledge is the capital. Knowledge is the thing that can be invested. And Peter Drucker, again let me quote the veteran management thinker, he says the knowledge is the capital in the post-industrial era where the imagination thrives. So it does not follow the traditional typical economic rules and the typical economic theories. Can I just demonstrate that by a simple example?
Definitely.
Let's say Deepamala, you have 5 rupees with you, and let's say I have 5 rupees, and you give your 5 rupees to me. So how much of money I am having? 10 rupees. And how much of money you are having? 0. Let's go back to the original point. I give my 5 rupees to you, and how much of money I am having? 0. How much of money you are having? 10 rupees. So that's a typical economic exchange. Let's take a different scenario. Let's say you have two brilliant ideas, how to develop the educational sector in the country, and I have two ideas, how to improve the education quality of the country. So, over a cup of tea, I share my two ideas with you, and you share your two ideas with me. So, how many bright ideas I am having? 4. How many bright ideas you are having? 4. So, that is a multiplication of ideas. That is the power of imagination. Imagination has no limits. So, that is one key differentiating factor where leadership can thrive on in the imagination era. So, that is where the world has seen the only limiting factor for human progress is imagination.
So that was a very interesting concept about ideas having the power to multiply. So are you saying that idea gives birth to leaders? Is an idea a starting point or a beginning of seeing a leader?
I would look at it slightly different. I would say a leader generates ideas. So if you look at every product in the world, every service in the world started off with an imagination, a dream in someone's mind. We say Neil Armstrong went to moon first, but it was Jules Verne who wrote in a science fiction story, a man carrying rocket landing on moon. So it was Jules Verne's dream that became a reality when Neil Armstrong landed on moon. It was Arthur C. Clarke who dreamt the satellites circling Earth. So when Russia launched the satellite Sputnik, it was Sir Arthur C. Clarke's dream that became a reality. So I would say
so who is the leader in that context?
In the sense, the person who sees the dream.
So Arthur C. Clarke in the context of
in that setting,
yeah.
the person who imagines. And then let me link it to the next I, the innovation. The imagination is still a concept, still an idea. So you have to bring the idea to something tangible, something concrete, something you can touch and feel. That is the role of innovation. So imagination to innovation. That is the second very vital link where the corporate leadership, organizational leadership can play a critical role. So the innovation gives birth to products or services, and then the third I would say is implementation. How do you make those products or services commercially available to the customers, and how you look after the customers, and how you strengthen the supply of those things with the post-sale service. So you have a whole gamut of things from plans to action in implementation. So let me sum up the triple I's: imagination, innovation and implementation, where leader plays the key role in influencing the team to become, I would say, budding leaders, and the leader becomes a leader breeder.
So that's where the inspiration comes from.
Absolutely.
It's all started with imagination, and it set a process rolling which got converted into until the implementation phase. So doctor, we know that every product, every service we see has also started in somebody's mind. It has started in someone's mind and it has seen reality. So do you want to talk about an example from maybe the international arena even that can demonstrate leadership in the framework that you explained, the triple I's?
Okay, I can take so many examples. I mean, if I take a global example and a local example, let's start with a global example. I think I already mentioned 2 examples of in the scientific arena. Let's talk about some business areas. We talk about Jack Welch. I am sure most of the audience, they know about Jack Welch as one of the most admired leaders who turned around General Electric, one of the leading companies in the US, and how he approached in terms of fostering innovation, how he encouraged people to go for new products, to go for new services, and the amount of tolerance he had even for failures in terms of encouraging people to go for new products, to innovate.